Given the growing censorship concerns, is Nostr the key to free speech in the digital age? That's what I will ask Bitcoin experts and enthusiasts at the Bitcoin conference in Amsterdam. Given the growing censorship concerns, is Nostr the key to free speech in the digital age?
Maybe yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I assume that maybe even some of the global players, they will port their big cash cows into Nostr.
We need a decentralized social media platform going forward.
Bitcoin is freedom money and Nostr is freedom, what would the word be? Freedom communication?
Let's talk about Elon Musk. He understands Nostr, and I think he will port X to Nostr somehow. Yeah. That's what I would expect, because otherwise his cash cow will go.
If you want to have a source for truth that is not controlled by any central body or mainstream media, then Nostr is the answer.
There was an interesting talk with Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter and X. He's now a Nostr guy. He did the Nostriga. It was right before the Honey Badger, and he is sponsoring Nos wallet or an app on Nostr. And he is bullish. I think he said that in 5 years, Nostr has more users than Twitter.
Do you think we need Nostr as much as we need Bitcoin?
It's funny that you asked that, because I'm more into Nostr than into Bitcoin.
We need Bitcoin more.
Yeah, it's a different story.
Yeah, I think freedom of speech is important.
Do we need Nostr as much as we need Bitcoin?
Yes, I think so.
What for?
Privacy, not the ability to speak freely about anything and not be shut down. Yeah, and not have the censorship come into play like you can on X or Facebook or YouTube. We need it.
I think freedom of speech might actually come first, before the freedom to transact. So maybe, yeah, Nostr is just as important as Bitcoin. Yeah.
I don't compare it. It's just a logical next step.
We need a solid store of value. We need a hard asset. But I would say that we need Nostr almost as much as Bitcoin, because we need to have the free speech as well.
I do have Bitcoin, but I'm more into Nostr, which I think is quite the opposite than...
It's quite unusual.
It's very unusual, but for me it's Nostr's for me related to freedom of speech, and if Bitcoin is freedom of money, Nostr is freedom of speech, and I think the world needs both.
What challenges does Nostr still face with regards to becoming mainstream?
Incentivization of people, because people get used to Facebook and X and Instagram. They have a lot of followers, they interact, and jumping to another medium is always hard, right? So Nostr needs a kind of critical mass. I think that will come, but it takes time.
It requires a global awakening, that people start to realize that they're being manipulated and controlled by the mainstream media and all these centralized platforms. That needs to happen, of course. And another thing is obviously that the Nostr being a fairly new thing, the user experience is not as good as it could be. So there's definitely room for improvement there as well. But I mean, step by step.
Yeah, I think user experience needs some work. It's much easier to post on Twitter and interact with Twitter, and so that's the thing. User experience. Just getting a random person to use Nostr is a lot more challenging than Twitter.
Nostr is so early right now. We had yesterday actually at Nostradam a great panel, and we discussed the topic if Nostr is ready for mass adoption. Do we want it yet? Because there are still so much work.
Nostr will be big, and right now it's pretty good. It's not perfect. There are a lot of bugs still, but it's gotten really, really great, and I'm really bullish myself on it.
I think we need to stop presenting it as a Bitcoin thing, because the no-coiners are still, what is Bitcoin? Is it real or whatever? And then you have this thing, social media Bitcoin. We need to present in a different way, I think.
Yeah, I heard that recently. Someone saying, yeah, it's only Bitcoin topics, but it should be all topics, right? Yeah.
It is not ready yet. I would always compare it, Nostr, to Bitcoin.
It's not ready yet? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So the mass adoption. So you can compare it to like Bitcoin in 2012.
We need more censorship on other platforms, so people jump on to Nostr.
I'm not sure. I think most people are not about too much about censorship. I know it's a big topic, of course, and privacy, but people are kind of concerned about a lot of other things, right? They are lazy, but if they are following, so if it's getting a critical mass, people jump on everything else. Like first they go on whatever, LinkedIn, then Facebook, then Instagram, then whatever, right? TikTok. So people are jumping, but yeah, needs a critical mass, and then people will follow.
I encourage everyone, like, play around with it, play around with the tech, see what it's all about. Don't quit your other social networks if you want to build a brand.
I was thinking about it.
Don't quit it yet, because the other social networks are just like too big. Like if you have a following there, tell them about Nostr on YouTube. Tell them about Nostr on X. We need the people on the mainstream social medias to tell them about Nostr. Otherwise, we are building just a small echo chamber, and we have nothing from that.